You know she can't do anything. I own you, or have you forgotten that?
One of the most significant conflicts throughout the first season of Hazbin Hotel concerns the contract between Angel Dust and the Overlord Valentino. Although there's little information about their deal and its circumstances, the consequences continue to impact and harm Angel. In the first season alone, he experiences various forms of abuse and expresses desperation to escape his soul-binding contract. We know that while Angel has more free will while living in the hotel, he has no choice but to do as he's told when working inside Valentino's studio. In the second season, fans hope to see Angel escape his contract and Valentino's cruelty. In today's video, we're discussing 4 ways Angel could regain his soul.
Look, Val, she just gets involved in everything. I'll tell her to leave.
Number 1. Valentino's death. One of the easiest ways for Angel Dust to escape Valentino would be for the Overlord to experience an untimely demise. Valentino's death could result in his contract becoming null and void. We learn in The Show Must Go On that contracts between entities, demons, or angels can become renounced when the dealmaker dies. The example we see is the deal between Adam and Lilith. Luke claims their deal is now obsolete due to Adam's subsequent death during the recent extermination. However, if both participants are willing, different people can renew deals, which seems to be what occurs between Luke and Lilith in the finale. However, if Valentino died in the second season, Angel Dust would have no reason to renew his contract with another demon. There are a few ways that Valentino could meet his end. Since we know that Vox has a feud with the Hazbin Hotel, their fighting could include the other Vs. In Radio Killed the Video Star, we learn that Valentino is furious with Angel for moving out of the studio because it made him less accessible at a moment's notice. Since Angel has already expressed resistance to Valentino's desires, he may refuse to come to the studio, prompting Valentino to approach him instead. In doing so, he could face the wrath of everyone living in the Hazbin Hotel, including Lucifer himself. A second cause of death for Valentino could include him becoming overpowered by another Overlord. As some of the strongest sinners that Hell has to offer, Overlords accumulate mass amounts of power by making contracts and dealing in human souls. However, demons can rise in the ranks of Overlords rather quickly, especially if they can defeat and claim the souls belonging to other demons. In Dad Beat Dad, we learn how Alistair became a prominent Overlord shortly after arriving in Hell because he defeated the Overlords who came before him. With so many deaths and disposals under his belt, it's possible that Alistair could take down Valentino. However, doing so could give him control of Angel's soul if you decide to keep it.
Well then, make yourself comfortable, Your Majesty, and enjoy the show.
Number 2. Soul trades. It's unlikely that Valentino would give up Angel's soul from the goodness of his heart, but he could abandon his favorite star if he was offered something better in return. We learn through episodes like Scrambled Eggs how the Overlords operate. As some of the strongest demons in Hell, they capitalize on the suffering of others by making deals to own their souls. According to Carmilla, the Overlords who gathered to discuss the exterminations had over 16,000 souls shared between them. Overlords use these contracts to control and use other demons, calling on them to do their bidding when necessary. So far, we've only witnessed Alistair use his deals to summon employees for the Hazbin Hotel. These employees include permanent residents like Husk and Nifty, and temporary workers like camera or construction crews. Valentino, meanwhile, uses his contracts to place demons under the spotlight to profit from them. He clings to Angel Dust because he's a prominent celebrity in Hell, providing monetary gain and notoriety for the Overlord who sponsors him. He also has a personal connection to Angel Dust as he uses him for intimate acts throughout Masquerade. Valentino seems to enjoy his control over Angel, but that could become abandoned with enough incentive. Although Valentino may receive many benefits from keeping Angel under his control, one soul does little to boost his standing among the other Overlords. Currently, we don't know why the Vs banded together. However, from scenes like in the meeting in Scrambled Eggs, it seems they're some of the youngest and up-and-coming Overlords. Unlike the others, they utilize and benefit from social media and television, a trait often attributed to younger generations. Vox also recruited Alistair to join their group, so the latest they could have formed would be before his disappearance 7 years ago. If the Vs joined together to advance their careers as Overlords, they would benefit from a sudden boom in souls or for one of them to rise in status. Although Alistair seems to work in the Hazbin Hotel to advance his agenda, he admits in The Show Must Go On that he's grown to like the people he works with. He also tries to keep on Charlie's good side throughout the first season, meaning he could willingly save Angel Dust to benefit his working relationship with the Princess of Hell. If Alistair approached Valentino with a boon of souls to trade for Angel's freedom, it's possible Valentino would take the bait to benefit the Vs.
Val, I didn't know Val,
Number 3. Valentino gives up. While it's hard to imagine that Valentino would give up his prize contract and star, he has a few pressure points that Charlie and her friends could exploit to force him into that position. When the V's receive their introduction in Radio Killed the Video Star, we learn they're a group of 3 overlords who had built a media empire together. However, the trio are more than co-workers, as numerous instances throughout the series point to their friendships and romances. In their introductory episode, they speak to one another with little concern about how the others will feel, indicating a closeness that allows them to speak their mind. For example, Vox expresses exasperation about needing to talk with an upset Valentino, but still indulges his rants about Angel. In the final song of The Show Must Go On, the V's celebrate in their home after the fight between the Exorcists and the Hazbin Hotel. They celebrate watching their enemies lose their home and allies through the fighting. Notably, they're keen to exploit the chaos to benefit themselves. During their celebration, Vox and Valentino share a dance and a passionate kiss, which Velvet videotapes, seemingly as a keepsake. With Velvet as a close friend and Vox as a love interest, Valentino has 2 people he would hate to lose. Since we know that Vox's feud with Alistair will continue into the 2nd season, he could place himself in a terrible position. If he tries to confront Alistair head-on, he could become overpowered by the radio demon, like in Radio Killed the Video Star. It's also possible that Velvet could get dragged into his schemes, as she's already shamed the other overlords for their unwillingness to fight the Angels in scrambled eggs. However, all it would take is one of them to get caught and held hostage for Angel to have a significant bargaining chip. With his friends and loved ones endangered, Valentino could warrant his contract ending.
Yeah, I can clean this up. I can...
Don't you worry your pretty blonde head about it. We have people for that.
Number 4. Angel Dust redeemed. The best case scenario regarding Angel Dust's freedom is his possible redemption. When Charlie created the Hazbin Hotel, it was to rehabilitate sinners and give them a second chance at having an afterlife in heaven. Angel quickly became her first hotel resident, but only because he was desperate to live somewhere without Valentino. Initially, Angel admits to believing the hotel is nothing but a joke, yet he learns to care for everyone in the hotel, establishing a found family for himself that he genuinely cares for. When Charlie stands trial among the Council of Angels in Welcome to Heaven, she uses Angel as her example. She allows the council to watch him during his night out, where he protects his friends, stands up to Valentino, and behaves morally correctly. From an audience's perspective, it's clear how far Angel has come, even though the Angels refuse to believe it. Whether Angel has done enough to deserve redemption is still debatable, but there's no doubt living with Charlie is changing him for the better. At the end of The Show Must Go On, we receive proof that sinners can redeem themselves and enter heaven. After Sir Pentious gives his life to defend his friends, he appears before Emily and Sarah with a new angelic appearance. It's impossible to know if Angel will need to lose his current life before he can be reborn in heaven. However, becoming a resident there as a newfound angel could place his soul somewhere Valentino's influence can't reach.
And you can do anything you want to me there, just like our deal says. But out here, I get to do what I want.
In a recent interview, Vivian Medrano reveals that the V's will have an important role to play in the 2nd season. While the primary conflict may concern Vox and his rivalry with Alistair, the struggles experienced by Angel Dust will continue as a concerning subplot that the audience is desperate to resolve. Fortunately, Angel is in the perfect position to begin redeeming his soul, sticking up for himself and depending on his friends for help. The 2nd season may return his freedom and give him a chance at a better life, in heaven or simply living in the Hazbin Hotel.
There's room for everyone. And you could come crash with us too.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
And this is my escape, where I can forget about it all, how much I hate